Hi there! So if you, like me, grew up in the Wii era, you surely came across Wii Party. If not, it's not a difficult concept to explain. It's Mario Party, but with Miis. That's the basic premise anyway. There's a few other ideas sprinkled in there too, like a mode where you hide your Wiimotes around the room and have to find them with only audio. But how did this Mii-focused party extravaganza come to be? Well, let us find out as we journey through Wii Party's development history. In the late 2000s, a number of employees at development studio Hudson Soft decided to leave the company for studio ND Cube, a studio owned largely by Nintendo. Two such developers were Atsushi Ikeda, who had been working on Mario Party since the very first entry, and Shuichiro Nishida, who had joined the Mario Party series from only the second game. Keen to utilize some of this Mario Party prowess, Nintendo president Satoru Iwata presented ND Cube with the idea of developing a new party game, but instead of using Mario characters, using Miis instead. When Ikeda heard about this, he thought it sounded fun. Similarly, Nishida was also keen. He felt that although it was fun to play as your favourite Mario characters in the Mario Party games, playing with Miis instead would strengthen the feeling of playing together with your friends and family. And so, ND Cube accepted the project, and work began right away. However, they soon ran into some problems with using the Mii characters. You see, Nintendo were very strict about what the development team were allowed to do with the Miis. As they saw it, having everyone laugh at Luigi falling over or Wario getting pied in the face was perfectly fine. They were just characters. However, if it was Auntie Mabel falling over or Granny Doris getting pied, players could feel a little uncomfortable. Call this overzealous perhaps, but Nintendo didn't want anyone to feel put off by what was happening to the virtual versions of themselves. And so, ND Cube had to get permission for any little thing they wanted to do with the Miis. Luckily, they had a saviour at Nintendo, Miyuki Hirose, associate producer. Hirose served as a mediator between ND Cube and Nintendo, trying to convince Nintendo to give permission to ND Cube for all the ideas they had involving the Miis. Thanks to Hirose, the developers were able to send the Miis to the inside of a volcano, or even space. Now, the Mii character rules weren't the only challenge the team faced. This Mii character party game was planned to be a Wii series game, alongside Wii Sports and Wii Play. However, both of those games were produced by Nintendo's superstar Shigeru Miyamoto, and developed by Nintendo's best and brightest. This was the level of quality that ND Soft had to live up to. They were told by Nintendo that if their game wasn't good enough, it wouldn't be called Wii Party, it would have to be called something else, like Mii Party or something like that. It doesn't sound like a big distinction, but it was important to the developers that their game was placed alongside the likes of Wii Sports and Wii Play. And so, partway through development, the team stopped and asked themselves, what is a party? A house party? A birthday party? The more they thought about this question, the more bogged down the team became. They stepped back and realised that a party was just about having a good time with other people. Upon discovering this, they decided to widen the scope of the game a little and include a few extra games alongside the board game they were currently working on. The team called a meeting and discussed what these extra games could be. The topic came up of perhaps rather than solely playing on the TV screen, trying to include the room itself as a play space. It was then that one team member, who was usually fairly quiet, suggested, what if we hid the Wii remote? As soon as the other team members heard about this, they sprung to life. This idea was perfect, but it could be pretty hard to find a few Wiimotes in a large room. They decided to give players a hint and play a sound from the Wii remote speaker. And with that, Hide and Hunt was born. Now, the idea of playing a sound from the Wiimote speaker was in itself entertaining to the developers. They quickly stumbled upon the idea of having a game where the players had to identify animal noises playing from a lineup of Wiimotes. And before long, Animal Tracker was created. Finally, they had an idea for a game where players had to carefully pass a bomb around to each other. Now, the developers felt that pass-the-bomb type games were fairly commonplace, but they had an edge: the Wiimote's motion sensors. With this, they were able to carefully monitor how much the Wiimote was jostled around, and if it was too much, the bomb would go off. And with that, Time Bomb was born. Now, with the game approaching completion, the team decided to show it off to the development teams for Wii Sports Resort and Wii Fit Plus. ND Cube told these teams to give them open and honest feedback about their game, and oh boy, did they do that. The main problem they found was the pacing. In a game involving racing, there was a 5-second intro showing the layout of the course. However, the development teams were having none of it, exclaiming, "Hurry up and let me play." This is just one example of the pacing problems the developers pointed out. In reality, there were problems with tempo all over the place. It wasn't just pacing though. At one point, they told ND Cube, "Some of the mini-games are low in quality." Well, ND Cube couldn't dispute that. Upon looking over the selection, they agreed that the quality really did vary from one game to another. This feedback made them rethink a lot of things, including how to lay out the menu screen. And so, after making these changes, Wii Party finally felt worthy of the Wii Party name. And on July the 8th, 2010, Wii Party was released. Critics had some mixed opinions. Some liked it, while some were unimpressed by the selection of minigames and modes. But having played this game with my friends quite a bit, I can safely say that it's really fun. And that's what matters, right? Feverishly ransacking my friend's living room looking for hidden Wiimotes, hurling insults at my opponents and teammates alike, Wii Party gave us all a great source of entertainment, which is what the developers set out to do. So, in my books at least, Wii Party was a success. Hi there, thanks for watching to the end. If you found that interesting, be sure to subscribe for more like this every week, unless I get ill. Plus, sharing this video is always a big help, but this game is kind of obscure, so don't worry, I get it. Lastly, this video is dedicated to my friend Ellie. Don't worry, she's not dead or anything, she just asked me to say that. Right, see you in the next one, bye.